Good evening. Good evening and welcome to Calypyland's Global Cooking Challenge. Tonight is night 2 of cooking the food of South Sudan. And tonight we're going to be doing two things. We're going to be doing a Kisra, which is a flatbread, crepe-like flatbread. Along with that, we're doing a beef with spinach dish. So that's what we're doing. In case you're wondering where South Sudan is, it is the newest nation on the planet. It's located right there in the southern part of what was once the entirety of Sudan. It became independent in the year 2011 and is the world's newest nation. So let's whoopsie-doo, there we go. Okay, hi there. Hi Mom. Lavender Femchi, thanks for the like and the restream. Thank you. Hi Mom. There we go. So let's make sure we don't fall down here. So, hey Hector, how you doing? Good seeing you. Okay, so I'm fresh. Just came in from my 10-mile run, so I'm bushed. Boy, am I bushed. So again, today we're doing a Kisra, which is a crepe-like flatbread, and I have been fermenting my dough for since yesterday. I kind of had an idea of doing a stream yesterday, but you know, who really wants to do that just to see me mix two flours and say goodbye? Callie, thank you for the restream. Mom, thanks for the like. Okay, so let me get myself situated here, trying not to blind you with the light as much as I can possibly avoid. Okay, let me get you some power, and we will get the show on the road. How's that with the light? We're sort of okay? Oh, hey Kelly. Whew. Yes, I need to hydrate. My eyes are really bad. I think it's called Jai, J-A-I, the music. Someone who I gather is from South Sudan, who's achieved some mainstream success. I wouldn't say it sounds like Sudanese music, but there you go. Remco, thank you for the like and the restream there. Okay, let's get moving. So we have our peanut stew with beef and spinach is step 1. So first thing I need to do is make sure that things are the way I expect them to be, because previously they haven't been, and I've, you know, found out too late. So trying to learn from my mistakes. So this involves stew beef, and this recipe, believe it or not, is half of the entire recipe. And later on you're going to say, wow, that's half? How would you cook all of it? So it called for 1.5 pounds of beef. I got 3/4 pound of beef, and this is stew beef that we got here. So I want to see if how small it's cubed, because I did not check before. Ms. Jonesy, hey, thanks for the like and the restream. Yeah, see, this is what happened before. I got the stew beef, and as lovely as it is, the cubes are a bit larger than I would like. So this time I've learned from my mistakes. So I'm trying not to get this all too bloody, but it is what it is. So yes, this is beef and a whole lot of spinach. And the foods from South Sudan are much like the foods of, you know, great parts of Africa, in that you've got lots of peanuts, lots of greens, in this case it's spinach. Some of the dishes that I found called for a particular green, and this is one thing that, hey Clifton, how you doing? 6.9 earthquake in Peru. Oh dear, that's not good. Luckily they're, you know, they're prepared architecturally for that, more than we would be here. So, if that's any consolation. Okay, hold on, clean, gotta wash. Okay, so the food is very typical of that of great parts of Africa, and one dish I saw called for a particular green that I knew I would never find. It's basically the leaves of, I gather it's the leaves of what would be okra. And I would not find that. So naturally, that was off the table. Trying to get a 1-inch cube here. That's sort of like an inch. It's just not very thick. Yes, that is true, Cliff. Yeah, about the, yes. Anyway, so, but spinach tends to be, whenever you find an African recipe with certain greens, you'll see that it'll call for spinach instead, because that's like the closest thing that you can find conventionally here. So, there is one PDF site that has dishes from South Sudan, and they're very basic, and they're very few, and these are not even, and they're not all quite, some of them are, some of them aren't. So anyway, this says beef with spinach, and there's going to be peanuts, and there's peanuts everywhere. There's peanut butter and everything. This time I learned to cube my beef first. So now that I have that out of the way, I can put that over yonder. Later on, I'm going to see a couple substitution-y kind of things I've had to do here. One moment while I clean. Okay. Not a whole lot of ingredients, thankfully, in this one, so there isn't a whole lot of prep. And allegedly it cooks quickly, but I don't believe it. I do not believe it. Because I saw the instructions and I saw the steps, and I don't see how this could cook quickly. Unless I don't care that the beef is tough. So we're gonna find out what happens. Okay, now that we have our beef, your basic onion chopping here. I have one onion to chop, I have one onion left, so that's a good match. Stew meat is never ever even, just cube it to suit you, thank you. Yeah, it's just odd, because when I get it from the Publix, the stew beef is usually smaller cubes. I mean, they're not, cubey cube, but they're roughly, about that big. Except here from the fresh market, some are that big, and some are that big, and some are that big. So, stew meat always needs a good simmer. Yeah. So, I'm learning. So that's one reason I started at 6 and not later, because I saw the recipe. It says, oh, this took me 6 minutes. And I'm thinking, how'd that take you 6 minutes? This PDF that has, because separating the foods of South Sudan versus the foods of Sudan, the northern part, the larger country, differentiating those is tricky enough, because that's coming in a few weeks. So I found this one, and one of these other people that blogging around the world, who successfully, only one of 2, maybe 3, that have actually made it from A to Z and completed the mission. This woman has gone through, and on her site, which is wonderful, it's called Global Table Adventure. Only way you could cook quick is if you use top sirloin. Good to know. Good to know. I don't think that's what I have, but good to know. But it's not going to be long, so, I mean, it is 6. So, you do the math. Anyway, Global Table Adventure, really lovely lady. She's got a book deal and everything. Not of her recipes, but of her sort of life story, that she learned along the way of cooking around the world. In case you're wondering, I didn't get the idea from her. I came up with it on my own, and then realized that a number of people had the idea too, and that's okay. The more people do it, the better. But anyway, she had the good fortune when she cooked South Sudan, of having a traveler with her who spent a great deal of time in South Sudan and was there to give like first-hand advice on what the food would be. And so she took the that PDF with the recipes from South Sudan and basically did like one small adaptation, which I'm going to make too because it's a logical one, which is the PDF recipe itself calls for using water and a beef bouillon cube, and instead we're using beef stock. That's really it. That's about the only change. Just giving you a cheat. That's a good cheat. And you know what? When I send the husband out for beef, he comes back with sirloin because, you know, he doesn't like meat that's chewy. He likes, you know, fall off the bone roast kind of stuff, which I did not too long ago with something, and it was just so good. And again, it was the top sirloin stuff. So thanks for that, Callie. That's good to know. I just put stew beef on the groceries list, so he just asked for that at the market. So we'll see how that goes, because it just said stew beef on the outside. Usually we end up going to the Publix, but this was the fresh market because I was looking for bunches of spinach, which is going to be curious because if I had a brain in my head, I was going to look up how to shred spinach quickly and efficiently, because I am not sure how I'm going to do that, because it is that is a smart substitution. Yes, yes, on the stock. Yes, indeed. At this point, you know, even I knew that. So that was the basic thing that she did. Now we're gonna see about the Kisra, the flatbread later, and that's an interesting tale. Because, well, I'll mention it now. The flatbread, which is like a crepe, is if you've been following along or if you know anything about the foods of, you know, this part of the world, when we cook Somalia, we cook their flatbread, which is sort of like a pancake. You have excellent hubby when it comes to shopping. Yes. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Very much so. Because usually I'm running around doing it myself, but, you know, sometimes, you know, when he's out and about, he'll go, I'll do it for you. Like on the weekend, so very, very lucky. But the Kisra, the flatbread. So when we cooked Somalia, we did the flatbread from there, which is sort of like a pancake, which was very, very delicious. I mean, exceedingly delicious. And in my mind, I thought it was going to be like injera bread, which is the flatbread used in meals in Ethiopia, which uses teff flour, T-E-F-F, teff flour. And that's really great. I love teff flour. I love injera bread. When I made my own injera bread for Ethiopia, it was quite good. And I found out later it was sort of like the really authentic recipe versus what you get in the restaurants, which I did not realize was sort of like a cheat recipe. So I found out there that the Somali and the Ethiopian breads are not the same, though they're both flat and used in the same way. So on that same note, this Kisra, let me make sure I get that right, yeah, K-I-S-R-A, or K-I-S-S-R-A, is a different type of flatbread, and therein lies another confusion, because this PDF place with all the foods of South Sudan did not mention that, did not have a recipe for that. Other Sudanese pages mention it, but they had different flour entirely, which confused me, because this Global Table lady, who's a lovely, lovely person, she used a different flour, and I was trying to figure out where she got the idea for use the flour that she did, which we'll talk about when we get to that. Because in these regions you'll get wheat, but you'll also get sorghum and you'll get millet. And Boots44, thank you for the like. So you got sorghum and millet are different grains that you probably would not be familiar with unless you like exotic grains or you have someone who's gluten-free in your life, or if you are gluten-free in your own life. Then you're probably, hey, I know all about sorghum and millet, because those are alternate flours. But they don't have gluten, so when it comes to holding stuff together in terms of making a bread, you know, like if you've ever had gluten-free bread, it's, you know, doesn't have the same texture, doesn't hold together, or it's dense, or something's wrong. So this is not going to be gluten-free, but I'll be back in a moment. So, I wasn't sure because when I looked at the recipe, I kind of committed it to memory because it was basic. And I said, oh, well, lucky me, I have all these flowers sitting in the cabinet of World Flowers. It's bulging at the seams. But sadly, when I took it out, I said, oh, look, I have millet, I have whole millet. I don't have millet grain. I will grind it and I will show it to everyone, me grinding the millet grain, and won't that be exciting? And then I looked and I said, well, what do you know? And not only do I have millet grain, I do have millet flour. And then I looked again and I said, you know what? This recipe doesn't even call for millet. Recipe is calling for sorghum. And what you know, I'm fresh out of sorghum flour. So I had to postpone my fermenting until yesterday, and it's sitting right on top of a cabinet over here, keeping sort of warm. So, okay, next here we got garlic. We're looking for garlic, and we're looking for 2 garlic cloves, and I'm wondering if these remainders will do. Let's say 3. Okay, the rest can go away. Okay. So, said to them be crushed, and she uses the garlic press. I'm not about the garlic press. Are the grains, sorghum and millet, common to certain geographic areas in that region? Very good question. Yes, they are. They are common there. They can be found other places, but you know, in places like the U.S. and such, again, it's limited to, you know, people with a gluten-free diet and so forth. But across Africa, very, very important grains. If you are a reader and you like reading, you know, kind of dry books that are very, very, very informative, bestseller called Guns, Germs, and Steel, which sort of explains the world to you in a nutshell. Explaining, like, you know, going back to, you know, the tectonic movement and where humans and certain plants came to be, and sorghum and millet are key to how civilization worked itself out in prehistoric times in Africa. So when I was reading that book, I had to look it up. I said, I don't know what a sorghum is. And I looked it up and I said, oh, ancient Egyptians, eh? Had no idea. I've used it. Millet is used in birdseed. Yes, yes. One of the two, I've used them both, and I'm sorry if I get them confused. I think millet was the last one I used. I made sort of pancakey pancakes with millet, and they're really, really, really tasty. They have just a delightful flavor. Sorghum, I don't remember so much. I know I've used it, but I don't really remember. What I do remember is that when I cooked Equatorial Guinea, I thought I could I was making this thing called mountain chicken. Hey, 560881, thank you. So, crushing our garlic there. But when I was cooking Equatorial Guinea, I'm jumping to the tomatoes here. When I'm cooking Equatorial Guinea, their mountain chicken, it's called mountain chicken, which is their national dish. which is neither, well, it is from the mountains, but it's not a chicken. It's a frog. It's an endangered frog. But since you don't want to eat an endangered frog, you actually eat a chicken. So I said, well, great, I'm making a chicken, but that sounds too boring. It's coated in something. That sounds boring. How's about I coat it in something common to the area? And, not the greatest tomato. So I just coated it in, I think it was millet or sorghum. And that was a very bad choice. That was my first attempt at winging it, and that was not the right choice. So when I came to be doing this bread, and I said, oops, I got the wrong thing, I thought, well, it is common to the area. I can give it a shot. And then I thought, no, let's not risk that. Because I don't want that to be messed up also. So, there's that. Brian, my good man, how you been? Thank you for the restream. It is used in making molasses in USA. Okay then. That would make sense. Yes, one of them has a very nutty flavor. Except I'm not sure I remember which one. I'm just full disclosure here. Okay. So, now we're gonna core our tomato. How you been, Brian? How are things in Beantown? Seeing you on Lydia's streams this morning, I was gonna say hi, but I was getting myself together and out the door. It has been a crazy, crazy day. So, yeah. Like 48 hours ago, fall arrived in South Florida, which is a glorious moment when you can throw open the windows and sing hallelujah, and you get a lovely breeze, and then the air didn't need to go on, and then I said, you know what, well, it's warming up now, the sun's coming out, let me turn the air on. Why is it so warm in here? It's like, oh, it gave up the ghost. So I had to get an entire new heating and cooling system in the last 24 hours. Yay me! This is the emoji I'm working with. Not too bad just yet. Okay, good. Okay, so we are going to dice our tomato, and this is a big honker of a tomato. Tomatoes, I guess, they go bad rather quickly. Because this is a little bit on the soft side. So, just saying. So I'm using 2 tomatoes. I believe the recipe called for 3 for the full, so I'm doing in half. But this is, I'm just postponing doing the spinach because I'm scared. Oh wow. Yeah, oh wow indeed. And, you know, the people, the AC people, very lovely people, very nice. You know, the guy was super great, very professional. But, you know, yesterday they said, oh, I mean, you know the story, before I even tell you. That is a terrible thing to deal with. Yeah, indeed. Thankfully, it just happened, you know, when the weather's nice, not when it's really hot. Because I had to endure last night with no air conditioning, but thankfully, yet last night, it was delightful. So I could have the windows open, which is, you know, the first night that's happened. So, you know, I'm just thankful it didn't happen in August or something like that. Because sometime in August we'd come back from seeing the folks, and it was like 11:30 at night, and boom, it was like 1,000,000 degrees inside. And I called them, and they said, oh, we can have someone out by 1:30, 2 a.m. And I was like, you've got to be kidding. And they said, well, I mean, considering it's emergency, I said, well, I will stay up. I'm just going to stay up, and I'll be here when they get here, because I'm not going to be able to sleep. This is back in August. So, you know, they said that thing was on its last legs, and yeah, it died. But no, they said that they would be by at 3 o'clock to do the installation, and there'd be like 6 hours. So I was imagining I'd be talking to you, and, you know, they'd be just finishing up. And I was fully prepared for that. And then I had to go out to an appointment first thing in the morning, and they're standing out there. It's like, we're here ready to go. And I said, yeah, that's not what you said. And then I was going to go for my run, and they said, oh, we'll be done in an hour. And I says, well, it takes me 2 hours to run. Why are we worried about spinach? Yes, because it's a lot of spinach. It's a massive amount of spinach, and somehow I have to rinse, dry, and shred it. The rinsing part I got. The drying part I'll cope with, because I got my old salad spinner. The shredding part, that, you know, me and messing, being a mess, is not, you know, it's not my favorite thing in the world. So that's what I'm worried about. In any case, the people showed up and they said, oh, we'll be done in an hour. And I said, okay, fine. So I, like, hang out. And then it's like 2 hours later, and I'm thinking, I've got to go on my runs and get back so I can cook. So they got it done. But as they were leaving, I was like, oh my god, that thing is crazy loud. I did not bargain on that. So they had to go back and adjust it so it wasn't so insanely loud. So, first world problems. I know, don't have to tell me, especially when we're cooking the food of South Sudan. Bring us back to topic. Faluki much. What are we making? Okay, we're making 2 dishes. From South Sudan, we're making a peanut stew with beef and spinach. And it doesn't have a funky name. That's just the name it has. And we're also making a Kisra, which is a sort of a crepe-like flatbread, which this version, which you'll see, you know, when we get to it, uses sorghum flour. Roll it up like cigar and thinly slice. Ooh. Okay, I can see that. That's that. I'm gonna try that. That doesn't. I'm envisioning the leaves being smaller than something like kale or something like that. But that's a great tip. That is a great tip, and I'm gonna give that a shot. So thank you so much, because I was really, while I was cooling my jets, I was thinking, oh, I need to Google like how to shred, you know, large amounts of spinach. Because this is gonna go in the granddaddy, you know, my big stew pot, which for me is big. You know, it isn't like, you know, the stew pot at summer camp, that, you know, for the lunch lady, like that big. But for me, it's the big one. Mitch, thank you for being a first-time watcher. Thanks for coming by. We'll give you the lowdown. The lowdown is that this is the Global Cooking Project. I started the project in 2012 after not cooking for almost 30 years and never really learning to cook. And I endeavored to do so by cooking a meal, or in this case meals, from every country that's a UN member state in alphabetical order, starting with Afghanistan. And we started that in September of 2012. And now it is November of 2015. We are in week and country number 161, which is the sad nation of South Sudan. And we are making this beef and peanut stew with spinach. Fluky much, thank you for the like. So that's what we're making, that's what we're doing. It should take, I am the slowest prep cook in the world, so, you know, be aware. I am happy to answer any questions while I prep, and if I'm not too busy while I cook too. So that's that answer. Everything is up on the blog. The blog started way before Meerkat did. That is at cliffyland.com. You can see that right on my apron. And it's not backwards for you. So it's at cliffyland.com. You can follow us on Facebook, on Twitter. Just search for Cliffyland or go to @Cliffyland. And also on Instagram, on Pinterest, and now on YouTube. So this video will be on YouTube if you're watching it on YouTube now. Hello from the past. Derek, my good man. Hi, Cliffy. Nice to see you again. Please say hello to the husband for me. Did you enjoy your run? Yes, actually, when I finally got out to do it, it was wonderful. It was very cool and very, very breezy. I almost again ran into like one surfboard, almost stepped on a squirrel, And, you know, you think squirrels would be faster than to jump out under your feet. Let's see now. Almost tripped over 4 dog leashes. But it was very, very windy. It was very, very windy. We almost had a Sister Bertrill moment. I don't know if you get that. But when lift plus thrust is greater than weight plus drag, that was almost me. You deserve some credit. You really are not all that slow. Oh, well, thank you. Well, part of it is like me babbling and such. Yes. And also, you know, I spent time investigating, you know, more details about the country that I didn't know already. And once more, you know, Sudan, very, very sad situation. Other countries get, you know, a lot of attention for good reason. But South Sudan, you know, in the sad sweepstakes is winning that sad, sad prize. A nation of about 8 million people. However, there are about roughly 1 million people who are displaced within the country. Oh, thank you. Callie gets it. Yeah, there are about 1 million people who are displaced within the country, and another 400,000 that are refugees outside the country in neighboring states like Kenya and Democratic Republic of Congo and Ethiopia, and you wouldn't want to go to Central African Republic from that because they're right up there in that sad sweepstakes prize also, and it's all related. They became independent in 2011 after being part of the larger nation of Sudan. Going back to, yes, Sudan is this sad way, yes. I got a Flying Nun reference. Thank you, Hector. Yes, I'm glad. We're showing our age. You know what? Speaking of Sister Bertrill, for those who don't know, is the character in a 60s TV show called The Flying Nun, starring Miss Sally Field, who I'm guessing you probably do know. Mom! Figured out the restream, yay! The Flying Nun. And that was, you know, her gag, that the wind would pick up and she would just fly. It was set in Puerto Rico, in case you didn't know. It was not filmed in Puerto Rico, but it was set there. And also a 45. Like a 45 record, from Miss Sally Field as the Flying Nun, doing Felicidad backed with Find Yourself a Rainbow, was the very first, like, non-children's 45 that ever had. Like, thank you for like, you can, yes, in case you're wondering, the little buttons on the bottom, if you're new, you can like, I think it's this side, like and restream, the little heart gets you a little like, and a restream pushes it up on your stream if you're latched on to Twitter or Facebook. If you want to, that can also go out to your Twitter followers or your Facebook friends, if that is your desire. It does not have to be. So, that was a fun show. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. So we've got our diced tomato in record time. And, blum, 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 blum. Oh, yes, the deadly spinach. Oh, well, we hope it's not deadly spinach. A few years ago, spinach was deadly with the E. coli thing, but not now. Lots of washing, hygienic practices. Okie dokie. So we're gonna figure out the spinach now. Wasn't she in Highway to Heaven? No, she was not. I mean, she may have guest starred on it, but no, she was not in Highway to Heaven. Sally Field, Oscar winner, 2-time Oscar winner, Sally Field. You like me, you really like me. Yeah, she started out in Gidget. Ran for 1 season, which is about, you know, a surfer girl. And then she went on to The Flying Nun, which lasted for a couple seasons. And then, let's see, she did a bunch of movies. Austin, my good man, hey, thanks for liking the restream. See how much spinach? That's how much spinach. That's why I'm scared. This is an insane amount of spinach. And I'm wondering if I have to take all the stems off it. See, this is where the rolling up like a cigar part, you know, like if it was kale, I could see that. With this, I'm not so sure. Ay, Dios mío. I think I got too much spinach. There's no way that the original recipe called for 6. There's absolutely no way on earth. I double check because look cool. Yes, thank you. Okay, let's double check that recipe, shall we? Where are you? Here. Let's find out. Drum roll, please. Okay, the actual recipe, don't allow. The actual recipe, 3. Okay, so I actually want 1.5. So we're gonna have us some spinach left over. She's known for Cannonball Run. No, Smokey and the Bandit, you're thinking. She was in the Burt Reynolds movies. Burt Reynolds, who actually lives, like, right over there. Yeah, she's in the Smokey and the Bandit, Burt Reynolds movies. She might have been in Cannonball Run, too. But Smokey and the Bandit's the one that comes to mind. She and Burt Reynolds were an item at the time. And he just came out the other day saying regretted ever breaking up with her. And I'm like, yeah. Very nice lady. But no, she was on number of movies. Norma Ray. She won for, was it Murphy's Law? And that was the You Like Me, You Like Me. The second one was You Like Me. And then she was on TV show Brothers and Sisters, and she was in Lincoln with Daniel Day-Lewis a couple years ago. And of course Forrest Gump. She went, you know, in 2 years, she played Tom Hanks's love interest in Punchline, and then, like, that was in 88, and then in, 93? So 5 years later, she played his mother on Forrest Gump, so go figure. Jove, thank you for liking the restream. Yes, Burt Reynolds' movie, they had the cross-country car race. Well, they both did, in different ways. Ditch streams, roll up leaves, ditch stems, roll up leaves, and thinly sliced. Thank you. I'm going to do that. The Elf Monk, thank you for being a first-time watcher. Sorry, I just got a little rocky there. Okay, so I'm going with 2. And, 2. Bunches. Thank you for being a first-time watcher. We are going to rinse our spinach. Okay, in batches. You're probably going to be telling me to do it in batches, so that's probably what I should do. Holy moly. It's a lot of spinach. I guess I can obviously rinse it in this. Okay. Come out. Okay. Okay, obviously I'm going to have to do it in batches. LOL, I did not know that. Yes, about Sally Field and the mother thing. Yeah, well, you know, the way Hollywood treats women. There was an actress, I forgot who it was, from the golden age of cinema, that she started out, there was a male actor, I don't know if it was Cary Grant, I think it was Cary Grant, that she started out playing, in a movie she played his daughter, and a few years later she played his wife, and then a few years later she played his mother. Same actor. Okay. Okay, rinse. Okay, step number 1 with water everywhere. Okay. I got a bowl over here. Batch will keep things neater, indeed. You will be amazed how the spinach will cook down to very little. Yeah, experience has taught me that much. When I'm always kind of amazed when it happens, and you've seen me freak out before. About the size in the pot thing. I'm not going to, I need to dump out the water this time. Last time I goofed. There was a well-known old actress on Flying Nun. She was the Reverend Mother. Yes, and oh, why am I blanking on the actress? But indeed, yes. And the one Puerto Rican actress in the cast played sort of the goofy like other nun in the Flying Nun, and she went on to be the maid, Karen's maid in Will and Grace in the 90s. So, and her name is a very non-Latino name, says Cliff. Shirley something. Golly gee, where am I going to hold this while I do that? Here, how about here? We'll put you here for the time being while I rinse the other one. See, look how much that is. Love salad spinners, they're the best. Yes. God, who played the Reverend Mother? I can't remember now. The Flying Nun. I think they have a Viewmaster of the Flying Nun also. But that, yes, with Alejandro Rey played the would be the love interest. That was one of the problems with the producers were like, we can't have a love interest in the show because she's a nun. How do we market the show? How do we, where do you have a storyline if there isn't a love interest? It's like, well, that was the problem. You want a show about a nun, that's going to happen. Okay, gonna go rinse again. Be back. Shake it, shake it, shake it. Shake it like a Polaroid picture. R3 now forever. Thank you for liking the restream. Cut stems off before you untie bunches. Yeah! Oops. Oops. Another oopsie. I kind of was wondering about that, but that's part of the 30-second delay on here. That will mess you up every time. 1, 2. You spin me right round, baby, right round, like a record, baby, right round, right round. Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay, this time dump the water. Don't put the water back in, because that would be dumb. Dumping water. Okay. Okay, I got a whole lot of spinach here. Well, I can keep it in there for now. Okay, spinach. Well, since I didn't cut off the stems before, oops. Gotta cut them off now. Sorry, I should have said sooner. I was trying to think of names. Hey, that's what happens. That's how they get you. Okay. Stems to go. Well, I'll try to grab them as much as I can. Stems be gone. And then they're gonna land in yet another bowl that's gonna be a smaller one. Because our next size bowl is Ocupado. Marge Redmond, yes. I think Marge Redmond was, yes, she was the Reverend Mother. Sister Bertrill. No. We can't have you flying around Puerto Rico. Okay. So, stems. So, okay, so now that I got the stems, Yes. How am I shredding that? I'm gonna give you a few seconds to advise, because otherwise I'm gonna just start hacking away. I mean, I guess the key is just to get it all to wilt. And the first time I dealt with this at all, oddly enough, was my very, 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 very first dish, which was from Afghanistan, which was this stew from Afghanistan, which was super delicious. And you can find it on my blog. It's linked off the blog at cliffyland.com. The Afghanistan post is the shortest one of all because I did it like a week after I started the whole project, when someone said, you should write the stuff down. Little did I know I would be like live streaming just a few years later. And planning on what to do for the Global Cooking Challenge 2.0. See where that takes me. I have thoughts. I have thoughts. They involve starting over again. Emos25, thank you for the restream. So that's, but there's more to it in my noggin. So stems everywhere, stem. Okay. So like I said, if mommy, thank you for liking the restream. Okay. I think my mommy is still in here. I will call, if you're on, Mom, I will call you tomorrow. Sorry I didn't call you back earlier. I was running. And I ran right back in. So my private message to Mom via the outside world. How cute is that? So, there are greens that, for these African dishes that I just cannot, you just can't find stateside. Oh, also, this came up with South Africa last week, that some of the indigenous recipes involve types of offal, lay leaves on top of each other, then roll like cigar and thinly slice. I'm going to declare this a batch. Okay? So we're going to see how that works with this batch number 1. Lay leaves on top of each other. Okay. That's time consuming but less messy, so. This is a very short cigar. Carrie Osborne! Thank you for liking the restream. Okay. Lay. Roll like a cigar. See, if the leaves are bigger, then thinly slice. I guess I'm going this way. Gets the job done with minimum mess, so yay for that. Yeah, that shreds it all right. Yay. Doesn't have to be perfect. This sounds very Indian. It doesn't sound Sudanese in the very slightest, but I did a search and this Jai person came up. There's like one South Sudanese person who got success on an international market, so we'll see. Personally, I think I picked the wrong dude. Okay, rolling. Keep those spinach leaves rolling. Roll hard. I'm just a wealth of TV trivia today. Okay, shredding, yay. Yes, short cigar. What are you cooking? I am cooking, this part is, and I wish it had a fancy name, but it don't. It's a, once more, it's a peanut stew with beef and spinach. And we've got a world of spinach happening here. You could go either direction. Either or both. I mean, the shredding, I guess is, I guess it could go either. Okay, I try to lay some more down at the same time. Hey, Rains fan, how you doing? Greetings, Homestead. How are you doing? Oh, you're the birthday girl. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. You and Frosty the Snowman, how are you doing? How are things down your way? Things here are cool and windy, and I like it. there's usually a couple degrees difference between here and down in Homestead. Boy, it was so nice out there, but it was so windy. It was crazy. There was a point that I was running, and I thought I was gonna, which took us to our Sister Bertrille reference, because I thought I was flying. I was taking a leap, and I was like, whoa, whoa, I'm getting some lift. And then I said, well, that's all good, except I'm gonna have to come back the same way. And then it's like, into the wind. So, but it was good. It was good. So I was really afraid with these guys today, with the AC people. I was like, you need to get out of here, because not only do I have to like get cooking, but it's going to be dark, and I wasn't prepared for running in the dark. Just not mentally. I didn't want to have to, take my own flashlight with me. Whichever perfection you prefer. Happy birthday, honey. Hope you have a great day. Yes, I hope you had a lovely, lovely day. Did you have anything, Rain's Fame, did you have anything special planned for today? Did you have a party? Or are you having a party like this weekend? Or did you have a party last weekend? Or are you doing a midweek party? Or are you having no party? You gotta have a party. You're a young person. You deserve a party. I feel like Patton Oswalt's statement about parties. Like, when you're a kid, you deserve that party every year. Every year until you turn 18. Then maybe another party when you turn 21, and then after that, only every 10 years. Every 10 years, until you hit 90. And then after that, you should get a party every year. And you should also get, what did he say? And you should also get a special dispensation. Like, if you make it to 100, no, it says if you make it to 90, shoplifting is illegal. If you make it to 100, murder is legal. Because it says, figure, if you get murdered by a 100-year-old person, you must be moving really slow. I'm not doing this joke justice because I ain't a comedian. We are having a cool down in Los Angeles total. Summer keeps trying to come back. Summer keeps trying to come back. Yeah, it always does come back here. Usually, though, here we would get a nice cold snap in October, which is usually why we would wind up with a cold in October. And then it would warm up again, and I would curse a lot. And then maybe if we're lucky for Thanksgiving, it would be cool, but usually it would be hot. And then I would just be cursing again all the way straight through to December 26th, when magically the temperature drops and everyone freaks out and everyone starts putting on parkas here because the temperature drops way down into the 50s. And they think the world's going to come to an end. And they think, this has never happened before. I don't know how to turn on the heat. My house smells like it's burning. What is that smell? It says, it's the heat. You don't use a lot. Deal with it. We are playing mini Oreo cheesecakes. Ooh, for Thanksgiving. Yay! Having a party Saturday. Good for you. Good for you. Happy. Okay. Let's see. These were already destemmed, weren't they? No, it doesn't look like they were. Okay. Well, if I can grab as many as I can. This really, I'm totally sure I grabbed the wrong music on that, but you know, for South Sudan, you've got slim pickings on Apple Music. So, and I already used up a whole bunch of it for bunch. On today is Tuesday. On Sunday when I cooked night one. By the way, what did I make on Sunday? I made the very basic chicken thing with the tomato salad though. That was out of this world. That tomato salad I made with peanut butter, that was definite, save it, do it, make it for company. If they can deal with peanut butter, because that was so stinking good. That was in the top 10 salads. The chicken dish, as if you were watching, you saw I didn't brown the chicken. 19 years. You got 2 more big parties. You can party for 19, you can party for 20, you can party for 21, and then everyone's gonna be like, wanna go have dinner? So enjoy. Have a good time. See, when when I was 19, the drinking age was 19. So it was like, oh, woohoo. I got grandfathered in. It's like if I'd been born later, you know, that little sign, you must have been born on this date before, you know, whatever that you see at the liquor stores. That date was one year that didn't change for 3 years. Because everyone was like grandfathered in who was born before a certain time. So I didn't have to wait till 21. Which made socializing a little easier. So that. Oh, my back. I should have taken Advil before I started this. Okay. Trying to get these stems off. Well, at least they're sort of stacking in the process. So, there's that benefit. I don't see a whole lot of stems left in here anyway. Is that the husband? It is the husband. Yay, thank you.
And that looks like our Christmas tree.
Yes, we got our Christmas tree. Delivered. It's in a box. I don't know what it looks like. So, oh, come on. Okay, I say that these are just stem-free already. So, I'm gonna just, and they're still kind of wet, which I don't like. Hi.
Hello.
Okay, so this one I'm not going to be careful with. I'm just going to make a mess of it because I'm a lazy. Because I'm a lazy pig. Okay. Get this out of the way.
You were running low on water. That's all I could get.
Oh, well, I'm glad you got something. I'm going to have to go to get, I'm cooking stuff. Callie says hello. You should take an Advil break. What are you... I think you mean cooking. I'm guessing that's what you're asking. I'm making a peanut and beef and peanut stew with spinach, with lots and lots and lots of spinach, which is why I'm sitting here rolling spinach. And now we've moved on to something else. Oh, it's the same guy. But eventually we'll move off that. We'll see what that sounds like. Okay. Get in there. That's a lot of stems. Anne Marie, how are you doing? Thank you for the restream. Good seeing you. We're cooking a peanut. I always keep looking. A peanut stew with beef and chicken. Beef and spinach. No chicken. Chicken was Sunday. The chicken, oh, like I was saying, the chicken wasn't browned properly, which you saw, and now I know. So it was good. It wasn't, you know, incredible. It was, you know, pretty damn basic. The peanut butter made it nice, but that tomato salad was out of this world. That was out of this world. If you want a salad that's really different and interesting, check out that peanut salad. Again, everything will be on the blog Wednesday, tomorrow, at cliffyland.com, and you can see the YouTube replay if you go to my channel on YouTube. Search for Cliffyland, and you will see it there. And you can. The benefit of watching on YouTube is you can speed through all those boring parts and get right to the end. Had some guy last time complaining that what is on this boring video, and I'm like, well, it's live, so I'm sorry it's not edited down. But I hope everyone has lovely Thanksgiving plans. I am going to be making for Thanksgiving dinner and another party, some friends, remaking the bread. Hey, Vicky! Thanks for liking the restream. Good night. It's dark where you are. It's dark here, too. It's very late where you are. Okay, so shred number 1. I guess we might as well use the same bowl. Okay, so number 2. Get over here. So I goofed. I told you to get 1 batch of spinach too many. So
okay.
We're gonna Find a use for spinach.
Uh-huh. Make spinach bread.
Spinach bread. Oh, the bread. The bread. This cornbread I'm making for Thanksgiving with basil. Basil. I have to remind myself it's pronounced basil. Basil is a person. Basil is a food. You're not pretty. So, but that was because that was so stinking good. It was so unbearably good that I had to make it again. I have to make it again, and I'm gonna make it twice. So tomorrow I need to go out shopping. Hopefully there is lots and lots of basil at the store. I'm getting lazy. You can see I'm getting lazy, right? The idea is just to get it smaller and get the stems off. So, you go there. Okay, stems are there. Here's the not stems. Get out. Okay. Whew. This is time consuming. Okay, grab a big bunch of stems. Grab them in bigger numbers to make this go faster. You are not pretty. I sentence thee to not be part of my food. Nippity-dippity. So, Vicky, how you been? How is the Christmas rush? Is it well upon thee? I remember when I worked in retail. I still have retail flashbacks. Wake up in a cold sweat in the middle of the night. Someone saying, "I need to talk to the manager." I'm like, oh my god. That's me. No, make it stop. Boy, not good memories of retail. So, I remember my first job. There was right after the. Yeah, I know. It's not going to be. We're going to have to come up with a solution for that.
Well, I see you have this Swiffer wet jet sitting on top of these pipes.
Oh, well, whatever works, make it work. We have because we got the new cooling system. We discovered that we have to find a place to store like all our utility closet stuff that doesn't fit there anymore. Yay! Okay, Florida problems. Alrighty, so back to shorting. Not super busy at Black Friday soon. So yes, the husband was asking that you're in England. Do they still call it Black Friday? You don't have the Thanksgiving thing, you know? Is it just that you guys are following on with what's happening over this way? But I was saying, and when I worked in retail, the first retail job, the day after Labor Day. The store, the managers had to stay late, and they had to take down all the beachwear. Mind you, this is in Florida, so they had to take down all the beachwear, all the suntan lotion, all that business, and then replace it with the Christmas trees, like for the day after Labor Day, which would put it like in early September. And then Christmas Eve, they made them stay late to take down all the Christmas trees, put everything in remainder stock, and to put up all the Valentine's. Yes, put up all the Valentine's Day stuff. Retail nightmares, indeed. When you come, and that's a when, not an if, but when we get to see you, you're going to have set aside time for me to tell you my various retail horror stories. You started the chaos. Yes. Oh, the Black Friday. Yes, I'm sure we did. Yes, the people knocking each other over in Walmarts for a $10 TV. There's already reports yesterday some guy has already started camping out. I'm thinking, why? Cooking Ninja hasn't noticed me yet. Oh, hey there, Rob. I know, because you didn't say anything. So I don't look up at the bubbles. Doing that after labor is insane. It is insane. It was bonkers. I didn't understand it then. I don't understand it now. Oh, since we're talking about this. So this kind of came up as one of those Facebook, memories, I think. In any case, how many years ago this was? 8 years ago. Christmas Eve day. Okay, follow along. December 24th, I got a flat tire. I had to go to the shopping mall on the day before Christmas, which, with my issues, was not gonna go well. But here I went, and they're doing my tires, and against my better judgment, I walked into the department store. I opened the door to the department store. Again, this is December 24th. I open the door, and what do I see but a giant display of Easter bunnies? No lie. I took a picture. I posted it on Facebook. People didn't believe me. They had a full-on Easter display on Christmas Eve. It just feels like the world is saying, hurry up and die! You're not living fast enough. Die! That's what it feels like to me. People fighting over... come back. Plastic boxes called TV, I think. Indeed. In electrical retail this Friday. I started 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Some staff are on at 4 a.m. You have my deepest sympathies. What the heck and where did Cyber Monday come from? Okay, well, the Cyber Monday come, when the whole internet thingy, and the premise was that, everyone, if they don't shop in the stores, they're going to wait till they get back to work on Monday, and then, because there's all these people shopping, and there's this huge shopping online on Monday, so it's Cyber Monday. But now, a particular retailer that shall not be named declared just the other day that for them, Cyber Monday, I'm just using my hands, for them, Cyber Monday is going to be on Sunday. So, hurry up and die! Yes, happy Valentine's Day indeed. Yes. No, my comeback to every time I see people, with the whole, oh my god, everything's so, I can't believe I saw Christmas displays, whatever. And it's like the day after Christmas, and people are saying, oh, I can't, whatever. I'm like, hey, you think that's bad? I saw somebody already already had their Christmas lights up for next year. Hardy horror. So, I don't know, we got a tree. We always have a tree. But outdoor lights, yeah. I mean, nothing against them. Just doing them myself is such a hassle. I remember being a kid, hating having to go out in the hot sun and, hang outdoor lights. And one time we spent this whole day putting up our lights around outside the house, and my dad had this idea to do them in this sort of Christmas tree pattern. And we used up all our lights to do it in this Christmas tree pattern, which made the rest of the house look rather sparse. But, it was a day's worth effort, and we were happy that we did it. We turned it on and went, yay, look at the lights. Let's go out to dinner. We went out to dinner, came back, we turned on our lights didn't come on. Someone had gone onto our lawn and stolen every bulb out of every string. Merry Christmas. Yeah, that was a weird one. So, go people. So, no signal. No. Oh no, that's... Outdoor lights are not such easy work, no kidding. How can Cyber Monday be on Sunday, though? I don't know. I don't understand why. Do they figure that people are getting back from their trips and just logging on at home? I didn't read the article. But it just kind of goes with that whole, hey, we're going to make you work on Thanksgiving Day. Horse hooey. For me, that's the one. I mean, for some people it's, Easter. Some people it's Christmas. Some people it's, whatever holiday that is, pertinent to you. But the one day it's like, no, absolutely not is Thanksgiving for me. That's the day that is sacrosanct from moi. So the idea of, oh, we're gonna go out shopping. It's like, no, you're not. You're gonna stay here and you're gonna like it. You're gonna eat tofurkey with everyone else. For you vegan people. Dude, oh, Babs, how you been? Long time no see. How are things in the C-Bus? Yes, we will be heading that way in not too much longer. Because winter really is the time you want to take a vacation to Ohio. Oh, Vicky, maybe I should ask you privately. Well, you can just answer with a yes, no if you feel like it. Do you have family in Ohio, or did I misunderstand somebody once upon a time? Just wondering. That just crossed my mind. How can I get this out? Yeah, when I was first starting on Meerkat, I thought I heard somebody suggest something like that, and I was confused. And I never got around to asking you. Just like you didn't know I was Puerto Rican. I agree, people should be home with family on Thanksgiving, indeed. I think getting ready for holidays would make more sense for Remembrance Day. Yes. LOL, today is the day we're celebrating Thanksgiving. Really? Okay. On a Tuesday? Or is it that we're just talking about it? Or no, you probably are, I'm guessing. Out of respect. I gotta get the first part of that sentence. I'm getting ready. Oh, there we go. I think getting ready for holidays would seem more sense after Remembrance Day. Out of respect. Off to bed. Good night. Good night, Rob. You sleep tight. Hug Vicky and the kitty and Cookie, and we'll snap at you later. So, Giba. This is time consuming. Oh, bloody hell. Just saw the time. See, this is why I didn't want to do this dish. Okay, we're so much babbling. So this is me talking about being the slowest prep cook in the world. Okay, we're just gonna chop. I don't care. I give up. No more Mr. Nice Guy. Yeah. Hacer una tremenda mancocha de esto aquí ahora, porque no me importa. This last part's gonna be a mess. I don't care. It all comes out of your body the same shape. Okay. There. Shredded. As shredded as it's gonna be. I'm cooking the turkey. The loved ones are working. I don't travel holidays. Good for you. I'm so glad I don't have to travel, at least on a plane. Okay, moving quickly. After moving so slowly. Okay, I'm getting out 1 cup of peanut butter. 1 whole cup of peanut butter. Where did I put the peanut butter? Oh, there you are. Yeah. That's a lot of peanut butter. Let me clean this off, because this could be screaming at me in my head if I don't. Okay. Alrighty. 1 cup of peanut butter coming right up. So what date is Thanksgiving? Oh, Thanksgiving always falls on a Thursday. It's always the last Thursday of the month. So it's this Thursday. That is the American Thanksgiving. Which, I don't know if, well, you probably don't know. There's a author named Sarah Vowell. She's very good, very funny, and she can make, like, the driest history be very entertaining. And, but she's gone on and explained a thing that most Americans don't know, that about Thanksgiving, that it used to be that, no offense to the Brits in the audience here, that the United States would celebrate on, I don't know exactly what date, but it's a few days after what would be Thanksgiving here. Evacuation Day, which was the very last day that, the day that the British officially left after the Revolutionary War. And for many, many years at that, well, this is the whole damn thing right here, ain't it? But that was the day that was celebrated, and it was celebrated for, you know, more than 100 years. And she said it was a lovely day because it was a day that celebrated peace. It celebrated the end of a war, which is something that we don't do anymore. But that's a different situation. But then Woodrow Wilson, in the teens, I believe, decided to make Thanksgiving an official holiday, and they made it the last Thursday of the month, which bumped off Evacuation Day. So not only do we not celebrate it, no one even knows what it is. Which is rather interesting. I put my kitchen and pantry more organized and feels great. Good for you. Okay. We gotta get moving. We get moving. Okay. Purge. Ugh, it feels like I still have to add things to this kitchen, and we don't have room for it. Okay, Big Mama coming out. Lift with the legs. There you go. I love it when you call me Big Papa. Okay, so it did not say. It said vegetable oil, and I'm thinking peanut oil. So that's what I'm gonna do. 2 tablespoons, 1 tablespoon, 2 tablespoons. Okay, we're heating you up right here. There's going to be a question about oil in a minute, about part 2 of this. We're heating you up and getting out the usual suspects, which is our onion, our garlic, we got our meat over here, and our instructions. We're going to heat up our instructions too. Advil break. Oh, shenanigans. Heating this up. Just one moment, please. One moment, please. Be right with ya. Okay, so this is gonna heat up, and now we're going to. Oh, I need to get my griddle going too. This is where our Kisra comes in. But let's get this going first. Okay, what's first? The beef is going to go in first. And it's going to brown. And is the beef going to stay in there? The beef is indeed going to stay in there. Okay, so we're going to heat this up. I suppose you have a trip to the grocery store most days. Yes. Yes, it feels like I am there like almost every day. Problem is I don't go to the same one every day. So I confuse people. What am I looking for? I'm looking for the beef stock. Okay. Beef stock right here. Okay, yes, many, many days. I never thought they would know me. In fact, because of my whole OCD thing, that was part of the, I don't talk about this part much, but part of that was I refused to go into grocery stores. They sent me into a panic. So now I go in the grocery store like every other day. But it's like the idea that I don't know where things are and I get confused and the whole anxiety thing kicks in. But now I'm better. Okay, oil. So we're gonna, oh, I need to take pictures, don't I? Okay, picture time. So hopefully that's hot enough, because we're gonna brown our beef, which we've chopped down to size. Okay, oddly enough, this is not a time that the onions go in first. You can't even see. Well, yeah, I mean, there's certain things that, I mean, you all know are always going to be the same. The milk and, you know, and the bottled water, seltzer water will always be in the very back. The eggs, you know, will always be in the very, very back. But aside from that, I mean, I even thought the produce was always in the front on the side. Except then I went to one and they like moved it and it's in the back somewhere. I'm like, oh, you've got to be kidding me. And someone talked about aisle 5, I think it was aisle 5. They said aisle 5 in any grocery store is the dead aisle. And I think that's kind of true. It's like maybe like the canned goods is there or something. And I never know where to find the stock. It's always different. You seem to be enjoying the process. We are. Thank you, Anne. Thank you very much. That sounds like a really tough thing to live with, and my heart goes out to you. Thank you. No, it is. I mean, for about 21 years, the husband had to make every trip to the grocery store, or I had to sit in the car. So, yeah. But it's been therapeutic, you know. I've been, you know, said, find the store. I go in when it's not busy, you know, in the middle of the day, off-season, when there aren't the tourists. And I got myself really familiar with the one grocery store near me. So I know where things are, so I'm not freaked out. When I go in, I go, I'm going to go here, I'm going to go there, I'm going to get this, I'm going to get that. So, little by little, I get to the other side. The sizzle sounds most delicious. Good. Okay, now that this is... doesn't have much of a sear on it. Well, I should wait a little more. Actually, now that you mention it, last time I did beef, this was a key. The husband actually liked it. Even pointed out, not even knowing that's what I did, that he liked the fact that there was some texture to the beef. And that's because I put a sear on it first. So I should do that. Not rush the process. And she said this cooks fast. I prefer to go same store once I know where things are, make for shorter trips to the store. Yes. Well done you, thank you. Trying. But it's really funny now when I go to the seafood counter or the meat counter and I ask for specific things and they look at me and they go, are you a chef? Like, and I always want to laugh, you know, because I go like, are you kidding me? No. And then I go, well, kind of in a way, but not in a, that's a thing that has an actual definition. So I can't say, you know, you can't say, are you an attorney? And goes, oh, you know, I know a lot about the law. It doesn't work that way. So I go, well, I'm trying to be. Let's put it that way. But the idea that I can have conversations about, oh yes, I did this way and this worked and blah, blah, blah. Or when someone's trying to tell me, oh, you do this way, I'm thinking, no. That never would have happened before. Okay, so we got a little bit of a sear going. I like cooking, but not the shopping. Ouch! Yes. Drew, thank you for the restream. I got a little popping action here. So time to throw in the onions and garlic. So in go the onions. And then, did I take a picture? Yes. And then the garlic. She said crushed. This lady with the recipes, she's more about crushing the garlic than dicing or mincing the garlic. That's kind of her thing, so I decided to give it a shot this time. I am switching spatulas. You stay there. Okay. So to soften these onions, and once they're softened, this is a little high. I'll turn that down some. This is once they're starting to get some color, the onions that is, which considering this was kind of at a relatively high heat. should happen rather quickly. Oh, funny thing about like me not knowing and now I know stuff. My mother called me yesterday. I don't think she's still here, but oh no, my dad's here. They're talking about some peas that they bought and they weren't cooking right. And I figured out what was wrong just from the conversation. I said, oh, because it said high heat and you have non-stick cookware, and if you go on a high heat and that doesn't work with that's why this is not working. You know, for the non-stick, cut that in half, you know, on the dial. Everything says high, cut it in half. So, now I know things, yay me. Okay, so we got a little bit of color happening in with the onions. I don't want them to get burnt or anything. And so I think this is the time for our beef stock. We're gonna add in 1.5 cups of the beef stock. So, yes, if I'm left-handed, but I'm not. I'll have it right the first time. Okay, we still have some left over. What do you know? Okay, so beef stock is gonna go in 3, 2, 1. Beef stock now. Okay, so we're gonna let that simmer. It says until the liquid reduces by half. That's where the noggin is getting a little confused, because she says that happens fast, and I don't see how that happens fast. Nonetheless, we are gonna stick a pin in that, and then we're gonna move over here, because this, my friends, is the Kisra. And over here we have our hidden surprise guest, our batter, which has been fermenting since last night. Now this, I goofed when I did this. Oh, by the way, I'm going to use peanut oil on here, and that's an executive decision of mine. In the South Sudan, what would happen is usually the woman who is making the Kisra will take a cow brain and rub it across. We ain't got no cow brain to do that. When I see the videos of the lady making the Kisra in her village, I see no cow brain. I see an oily rag that she, you know, puts down. So this shall be our oily rag. That will concentrate flavors. I like cooking, but no, I like that. Yes. So this shall be our oily rag. I'm gonna employ the method that we did with the Somali, with the one more drop of oil, and using this to spread it around. And heat up this. Let me find something to put this in. Okay. I need to mix this up. And we do have our whisk. Now, I screwed up because you were actually only supposed to put the sorghum flour in with the water and then let that ferment, and then come back the next day or when it's done fermenting, and then add in whole wheat flour and water. More water as you need. I goofed. I put them all together at once. Nonetheless, we do have a smooth mixture of the sorghum and whole wheat flour. The whole wheat flour is necessary, this much I know, is necessary for the glutens to hold together and not to break apart. Now, as I was saying, I was intimating before that there was a few things that I thought were unusual, because this recipe is kind of like the only recipe I found on the internet that has the sorghum flour. All the other South Sudanese are just all wheat. Will you be in Ohio for Christmas? No, but New Year's. So if you want, we can see each other. That would be cool. Kathy, hey there, how you doing? In any case, the South Sudanese will make the, but I see all the recipes say to use just wheat flour. And this recipe author did it with sorghum flour, which I guess is, you know, indigenous, but I only found one other instance on the internet that referenced sorghum flour in the Kisra, but that must be the same place she found. She also had someone who, you know, had lived there for a while, not a native, but someone who lived there for a while, at her table. So, oh boy, I need to take pictures. This could be hard to take pictures of. So, this is sort of like a crepe, and I need to get plates together to stash them. So, to keep them warm. Now, when you see in the village, there you'll find videos of the ladies in the tribal, in the village, making the kisra. They'll have a big drum with the, you know, like the flames and stuff, and on top, like a big flat round thing. And then that, on top of that, they'll put the oily rag. Hey, Rockstar, thanks for being a first-time watcher. And then they'll take a cup and go into the batter thusly, and then make like a boomerang shape of the flour, and then using this woman was using too hot a credit card to spread it out, but to spread it out thin. This one's a big goof. This one's a big mistake. So first time mistake here. Caution, don't watch while hungry. Yes. Okay, now I'm sorry about the white balance issues here. This happens. But this is, so this one is going to be our experiment. So the premise is you kind of lift the ends up when they get crispy thusly. You know, this looks like injera bread. The Ethiopian thing. I mean, not the shape, but the color and texture. But they'll take the edges up and then lift carefully so as not to burn the fingers. That is very hot. And then put that on a plate. Okay, so that was our first effort. We'll see how that works. Okay, I turned that heat down a little bit. I need to make sure to add another drop of oil. The recipe person here, she used, now you experienced people, you tell me, she's used sesame oil, but she said untoasted sesame oil. And I looked up and there is a world of difference between untoasted and toasted sesame oil. One is what you're used to, this sesame oil right here, this toasted sesame oil, is used in Asian recipes, and I gather has a very low smoke point, and you don't want to use it for frying things because it won't taste good. However, you have untoasted sesame oil, which apparently you can find at places like health food stores and stuff. Then you can use it. So I did not go look for that. So considering Africa and peanuts, I decided to go with peanut oil. And I cannot make this even. I'm trying to make a round, and it's not getting round at all. I am not suited for living in a South Sudanese village just yet. Okay. Okay, that happens very, very quickly. Especially when I get the edges. Sorry I'm not looking up. I'm in Columbus at New Year's, and I'd love to grab a drink. Yes! So DM me. That would be lovely. That would be super, super great. Okay, wow, this happens fast. Ow. You know what? I don't even need this. And this, I think the rounding part of this, because she was talking about using a credit card, and the credit card being flat on the end, I think is the key. So it was weird that we're talking about cooking with a credit card. So I'm gonna try this sucker. It does burn, very pricey for frying, yes. So again, I'm gonna put a drop, and well, we reduce that. My drops are a little big. I've turned down the heat to what would be like a low medium, and I'm trying to keep the plates. Oh, screw that! That'll take me forever. Okay. Attempt number 3. This time I'm going to start from the middle. See if I can wangle this. You know what? I think this credit card idea is probably a better one, because this is supposed to be like plate size. You see them, they're doing it, and it's huge. It's humongous. It's the size of, you know, bigger than a pizza tin. So maybe I need more liquid too. Oh God, what am I doing? Ah, nuts. Okay. I don't know. It feels like they could be a little too hot. I would take a picture, except I'm afraid it'll, you know, take away from the, it'll burn in the time. So you can see what it looks like. It's looking all spongy and stuff. I would use regular spatula. I don't have a spatula that's that regular. Just the one that you see. Oh, this one might work. Just flat end. So, attempt number 3 this time. We will use a larger bunch of liquid. Hold on, I'm detaching my my cups here, my measuring cups. Okay, we're gonna go with a ½ cup this time. Okay, from the edge, and so spreading, and let go. And where did I put the damn spatula? Oh, here. Okay. It's something about a 30-degree angle, and if you talk to me about geometry, that you lose me fast, very, very fast. I know 90 degrees, I know 180 degrees, I know 360, and that's it. Anything beyond that, I get mighty confused. There's no way, shape, or form resembling the shape or form of what it's supposed to be a circle. But now I have evidence that I did it. So, you know what? That's one thing about the grill. You can use both hands. This is super fast. Oh, speaking of fast, I'm gonna need to pause this for a moment. Come on, get off. There. I'm gonna take this and taste it. And get it off. Come on, ow, ow, ow. Here, Hot in my mouth. Ow.
Hurt yourself.
Yummy. Very yummy. Unusual flavor. Interesting. Okay. Pause you for a moment. Put a plate over that to supposedly keep it warm. Moving back over here. This seems to have reduced. I wouldn't say by a half, but it's reduced. And I don't want to be here all night. We're going to now add the peanut butter here. Over here. Right hand, left hand. So peanut butter goes into the beef. Ow, steamy. Don't scald your hands. It's a whole cup of peanut butter. into the beef. And mixing that up. I wonder how your crepes taste. They taste kind of good. My first free-range killed yesterday turkey, so very good. Very crepe-like. Yes, very crepe-like. Not round, but definitely very crepe-like. Yes, if you're up for doing your own business with Mr. Tom Turkey there. I've never, no, actually I can't say never. I once cooked a turkey, but I had a lot of help.
What was that?
No, that's that picture here. That night there.
Okay.
I was trying to cook a turkey.
Did we make a turkey?
The one time, and then I tried to cook. That's me in the 90s. But I set out to make a turkey, and I was trying to be really careful to not do the stupid thing that people do. And I looked,
giblets in.
and yes, and then as soon as it was in the oven, my friend said, "Did you leave the giblets in?" I said, "I didn't see any." And then he reached in, took it out, and what do you know? They were the giblets. All wrapped in plastic in the bird. Okay, tomatoes go in. And the world owes spinach, right? Am I right? I'm right, yes. Okay, now they got our picture, I can be a little more delicate about putting these in here. Yes, the spinach goes everywhere. There's only half of the spinach. Hey, Fly Friends, thank you for liking the restream. Chadad, thank you for liking the restream. Okay, big heap of spinach number 1. I gotta move this out of the way. Oh, I need that. No. Okay. And then mix the spinach in, and then we're gonna mix in big heap of spinach number 2.
Oh my.
Yeah, so this is why there aren't 3.
And there's still more spinach left over?
Yeah, we have one whole bunch. Yeah. Who knows, I'll make the Afghani dish. Who knows when there's time. Maybe Jon Snow wants Afghani stew, any stew for his birthday. Okay. You are not the first to leave giblets in LOL. Yeah, I know, that's the part that pissed me off. That I, ow, stop it. My griddle is giving me trouble. Yeah, I know. The thing is, I knew that. I knew that that was the thing that could happen. When I did that, I said, I'm not a moron. I know, I checked. And he said, did you check? I said, this one didn't have any. I said, you didn't check far enough. You almost served us all plastic.
You didn't get way up in there.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah. But, well, you know, I get emotional when I think about Thanksgiving. I really do. So, when in April or May comes time to cook the USA, it's, you know, one of the nights will be Thanksgiving food. Because for me, nothing exemplifies, you know, the potential for good as the tradition surrounding Thanksgiving. So that's the way I look at the world. Okay. So we're gonna stick you, now that we've mixed you all together here, we're gonna let you wilt. And supposedly that happens very quickly, which is good because it's late. And I'm gonna cover this, and we're gonna get back to what remains of this. Okay, so a couple more on the flatbreads. Here. Spread. Put this away. We've got our spatula at the ready. They don't hide in the same place. Yeah, they didn't tell me that. Like, I don't need to call no Butterball hotline. I'm better with this action. This is what I did for a bunch of these type things. Just use the back of the spatula, which is a whole lot better than this other flat action. Certainly gets closer to round. So this is the amateur way, I suppose. This is kind of what I did for the, yes, I agree. But really, you have to see the video of the ladies, because they're doing, you see them picking it off the edge with their fingers, and then taking this big thing, like a big pizza, and flipping it over. Ow, ow, ow. I'm not using my hands because I don't want to. I know I'd burn my hands. I just know I would. I mean, they've got their hands in there and they're flipping it up and they're being all groovy about it, and not so much. Okay, and you flip it. Yeah, like that. Clean up later. Okay. One more time. And helps get the crusty bits off too. Ow. Okay. Come on. Get away. Okay. Is excellent method. Whatever works is the best. Yes. Well, I mean, I can get the whole flat action thing because that gets all the, you know, the batter across that's on the top down off onto the edges. So I mean, I can, I'm seeing why that's a thing. Ow, my back. But I'm getting closer here. This is like my 5th or 6th sort of flatbread that I've made. And each one has been different. And I thought that they'd be the same. Like, this looks like what injera bread looks like. I mean, texture-wise. But when you go to an Ethiopian restaurant. And again, this is sorghum flour with some whole wheat, so it sticks together. Oh, yay, that's what it's really supposed to look like right there. All spongy. Okay, nearing the last one here. Let's give you the old college try. Maybe you can get another one out of that. Spreading, 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 spreading. Round and round. I've got a chunk that's in here somehow. When we say hey, you say ho, hey, ho, hey, ho. You know, you know, it was about South Sudan. I was reading about the capital is Juba, and it's not in the center of the country. One of the things they want to do is to build a new capital in the middle of nowhere, which at first I thought was a crazy idea, but the more I read about it, the less crazy it seems, except for the fact they don't have the money to pay for it. Because part of their conflict is you know, the different regions are being treated differently, and the different tribes are being treated differently, and you know, then you have the with Lord's Resistance Army. You know, you heard that Coney thing a couple years ago. That dude coming in from Uganda. So we're gonna make happy food for a not so happy place. Hey, that one came out nice. Okay, last one. Last one. I'm sure my spinach will be a-okay then. Okay. Sorry. Don't block the camera.
Block the camera?
Block the camera. Fluff the camera, for Pete's sake. Oh, my back. Okay, you're done. You need to be covered. Now, I think I'm gonna zap that in the microwave for like a couple seconds.
What's that?
These, because they get cold rather quickly. I learned that from the breads the other day. Oh, my back. Well, definitely not even, but you know, it'll do. That'll do, pig. That'll do. Okay. Get up off of that thing. Get up, get up, get up. Get up. Ah, nuts. Get this all apart now. Ta-da. Okay, you're done. Time to plate. Dumping this. Okay, that's just gonna sit there and cool off. Ow, don't burn your hands. Okay, I think it is time. Let's look over here. My God, we're not late. So the idea is for the peanut oil to separate, the peanut butter to separate. So you have a nice, rich, peanut buttery, spinachy stew. And you know what? What did I not do? Let me think. What did I not do?
Taste your food.
I did not taste my food. I did not even ask for seasoning the food either, as a matter of fact. Which I think is a mistake. I'm gonna stick this in. Zap it for a few seconds before dinner. But tasting would be good. Don't need you anymore. That's garbage. So let's check you out. Oh, my back. Ugh. Okay. Okay. It'll be cooled off sufficiently. We're not going to burn my mouth. Yummy. Peanut buttery. Definitely needs salt. Odd that it didn't mention salt. Definitely needs salt. Maybe chilies. Well, you'd think, especially in most African nations, you'll find, chili peppers, out the wazoo. Usually ones I can't find. But this one didn't call for any. Imagine. Did not taste. I did. More salt. Okay. That's me. This is me tasting. See? I just did off camera. Don't burn your mouth, Clifford. Burn the back of my throat. Tastes good. But you know what? I'm gonna add pepper. And since I know the cayenne.
Cayenne?
Yes. The husband always winds up adding more when he's done with it anyway, so might as well put it in now. And he says the hot chili peppers go really well with the peanut butter flavor, which is true. Oh, sorry. Hey, no! I need you on me. I need to keep me honest. Except for the whole mouth burning part. Ow. Is this? Oh yeah, this is the other South Sudanese singer. Okay. Worry not. I typed before you did it. Yes, well, it's a good thing you did anyway. Okay. Here we go. Oh, my back. That's what I want for my birthday. I'm getting a massage. Getting better. Getting better. Getting there. I do not understand how it did not even mention, and I don't know. I've learned to understand that, you know, every recipe can be screwed up in some way. Can have forgotten something basic. Or it just assumes that you know stuff that, in my case, one should not assume. Because when you assume, you make an ass of you and me. It's bubbling like the little Brea tar pits. Score! Okay. 20 seconds in Mr. Microwave for our flatbreads. And then we're ready to plate. Ay, Dios mío. Oh, yes, it does look good. It tastes good too. So I don't need you anymore. Okay, so we've got our flatbreads, our Kisra, and I made, since mine didn't come out round and all pretty and stuff, I made double layer, made double dip here. Cleaning the oven would have to be one of the worst jobs. I've been putting it off. Yeah. The oven, yeah, that's not my department. That is something that yeah, I've chosen to delegate that because I don't like even the idea of cleaning the oven. You know what? I'm gonna double layer these smaller ones anyway. Well, that one's okay. I'm gonna put the prettier one on. Thusly. And then we can have leftovers. That's okay. It's gross. See, that's the thing about these flatbread, like injera bread. When you look at it, it can kind of ick you out. And I do kind of get icked out, but when you taste it, it's really all the yum. So, like the injera actually tastes like sourdough. Sadanic, thank you. Hey. So, ladling numero uno. right on top. Double dipping here. Because someone didn't have lunch. That's me. I was babysitting the AC people, which you heard me whine about earlier in our program. Not the food, LOL, the oven. Oh, clean the oven is gross. Well, no, but the injera bread, when I tell it to people, I say, okay, don't get grossed out, but it's this bread that's spongy, and it's kind of gray, and it feels like human flesh. But it's really good. Clean up on L6. Okay, this isn't going to be the one that gets the picture. Okay, you go off. Hey there, hi there, ho there. We'll be right back with you in 2 shakes. I would never say Cliffy's cooking is gross. Oh, you're so sweet. I love that bread. Yes. And you're lucky and you get Ethiopian food. You had Ethiopian food in Columbus, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Blue Nile?
Oh, yes, that's right.
Wasn't that the name of it? Maybe?
We got spoiled living in places with Ethiopian food. Alrighty, people. Damn time delay. Hey, worry not. So we have our peanut stew with the beef and chicken on top of our Kisra, which is our South Sudanese flatbread made with sorghum and whole wheat flour. And that does it for South Sudan, week number 161 of our 193 week global challenge. Be sure to follow here on Meerkat. You can follow on yes, you can Ethiopian there. Thank you, Kelly. Follow at Cliffyland on Twitter or on Facebook. Just look for Cliffyland. Tumblr, Instagram, Pinterest, and follow our YouTube page. Subscribe, please. That would be really cool. It is very creamy and very yummy. The blog goes up tomorrow at cliffyland.com. You see links, pictures, how it went, videos, these videos right here, everything. So check that out tomorrow night at cliffyland.com. Thank you, for Stevenson, for the follow. Next week is a biggie. It's one of the biggies, and the sad part is we only have 2 nights to do it because of the Thanksgiving holiday. But that is Spain. We're doing Spain. So everyone, tell your friends, tell your mama, we're doing Spain. So, Dad, I don't think we'll do a caldo gallego because I don't like that. But you can help me with that. Okay, thanks. I'll see you later. Bye.